Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Current Affairs Important Events. Today we are going to cover week 1 of November 2021 and we'll cover all the important events of the last 1 week. To begin with, India committed to a net zero goal of by 2070 and resisted the 2050 deadline at COP26, the United Nations Climate Summit. The deadline is actually 10 years more than what China has announced for itself, which is 2060. The Prime Minister representing India set 5 goals, also to be referred as Panchamrit, towards India as India's commitment towards containing the climate change. Alongside the summit, India also pledged to raise renewable energy to 500 megawatt and to fulfill 50% of energy requirements through clean fuel by 2030. India will also cut 1 billion ton of carbon emissions from the total projected emissions by 2030 and also reduce carbon intensity by 45% in the economy. That is a very significant move which India has proposed to the world leaders. India's current greenhouse gases inventory is less than 3 billion ton and is likely to be around 4.5 billion ton by 2030. The world leaders at COP26 also agreed to reduce the carbon emissions by 30% in this decade, which is by 2030, and also to completely do away with deforestation by 2030 itself. One sun, one world, one grid. That's the initiative which India and United Kingdom has launched, and this initiative will be about a transnational grid which will be set up by International Solar Alliance. The transnational grid will actually aim to have one grid across multiple countries, for which ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, will roll out solar calculator application through which the countries across the globe can detect availability of sunshine in different areas in real-time basis using the satellite data. The grid also aims to reduce global carbon footprints and to harness the benefit of solar power. So India is actually moving and is proposing to become one of the major users of the solar power and to harness the solar energy. In a significant move, the World Health Organization gave emergency use listing to Covaxin. For almost a month, the decision was pending, wherein the WHO was seeking information and data, the trial data from Bharat Biotech on regular basis. Finally, the nod was given for all the adults above 18 years, but not for the pregnant women at this point of time, due to lack of adequate data. The move actually enabled countries to use Covaxin and to also and will also provide relief to people traveling abroad. So, because Covaxin was not earlier listed as one of the vaccines by WHO, majority of the countries across the world did not recognize Covaxin, and thus travelers having the Covaxin shots were restrained by different countries. The Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, CDSCO, also agreed to extend the shelf life of Covaxin to 12 months from the date of manufacture. In yet another move where center and the higher judiciary have been able to build broader consensus among themselves, and this consensus will actually lead to formation of an all India judicial services, which has been in discussion, which has been in pipeline for a long time now. The Law Minister, Kiran Rijiju, also has called for a state law ministers meeting in the month of November itself, where the idea is to build consensus with these states, because some states do have their own apprehensions. The meeting, which has been proposed, will also cover discussion on issues of development of infrastructure for the subordinate courts. On the economic front, the exports surged for 11 months in a row now. So merchandise exports, if you talk about, have been surging for last few months, and it's now almost 11 months where the surge has been witnessed. This is largely due to the robust shipment of petroleum products, gems and jewelry, engineering goods, organic and inorganic goods, among others. The exports in October 2021 totaled $35.5 billion, which is up by 42.3% from $24.9 billion in the corresponding period, October 2020. The imports in the month of October 2021 was about $55.4 billion, which is also an increase of about 62.5% over a corresponding period in October 2020. The Facebook, which has now been named as Meta, has decided to shut down its facial recognition system. The social media giant will actually be deleting all the face scan data of over 1 billion users on account of privacy concerns. Facebook introduced this feature in December 2000, and this was to enable users to save their time. has been using this feature solely on their website and did not sell it to the third party. Of late, there has been a lot of concerns about the privacy concerns of the individuals, and thus Facebook has taken this step. And within next 1 month, all the data, the face scan data of largely around $1 billion users will be deleted. Amazon, Microsoft, IBM have earlier paused or ceased selling similar softwares to government agencies. Uh, Giving a Diwali gift to the public at large, this center slashed excise duty on petrol and diesel by rupees 5 and rupees 10 respectively. The move aimed to bring relief to the common man, which has been burdened with rising fuel prices. One should not forget that the rising fuel prices have a direct impact on the prices of the commodities as well, and this definitely has an impact on the overall inflation figures. Along the same lines, various state governments also slashed the value added tax VAT on fuel at their respective levels, giving more relief to the consumers. While this move will definitely provide relief to the customers, to the consumer, the general public at large, the move will also lead to a deficit of around 60 to 65,000 crore rupees to the exchequer over the next few months of this fiscal year. But that deficit will largely be covered by mopping up the other taxes in the next 4 5 months of the fiscal year, which are there. Cairn has agreed, the energy major, Cairn has agreed to settle the tax disputes with the country. In fact, Cairn has agreed to drop all litigations to seize Indian properties in other countries. This is a very significant move because Cairn has established litigations across different countries, including France, to seize the properties of the Indian government to recover the dues which is had paid to the government of India due to the retrospective tax which was introduced by the previous regime, the UPA. The government has agreed to refund rupees 7,900 crore and will issue a form 2 that will commit the refund to Cairn. In August 2021, the government enacted a legislation to drop rupees 1.1 lakh crore in outstanding claims against multinational companies like Vodafone, Sanofi, Sad Miller, which is now acquired, which is now known as AB InBev, and Cairn Energy. So this dispute, which has been there for a long time now, seems to be now settled down. Do subscribe to our channel for getting the such regular updates and important and to know about the important events of the previous week. And also do not forget to subscribe to our other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Telegram.